Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Rafael from Bugs Project, and today we're gonna see a special challenge with Java 12. So let's see how the switch case statement work with Java 12. Okay, so this is the Java 12 challenge, and we are basically invoking the getBeers method and passing a day of week. And here we are using a bit of generics. So we are declaring the R type and also the T type. And then we use this R type into this variable weekday. And then we make a comparison on the switch case statement. And then we return a value here. So I'm going to ask you what is the result. And I'll just give you some time and then let me know when you are ready to come up with the answer. So let's see the answer. Oh, yeah, everyone is wrong. Okay, so let's see why. So I'm going to focus on the new concept of Java 12 that we can use the switch case statement with Lambda. Here is much easier to do our logic using lambdas, because otherwise you would have to do that and then put a break here, and our code would get much more variables and it wouldn't be so easy to read. But with this new feature in Java 12, we can even, for example, put the enums one beside of the other. And then instead of doing that, so we can understand the code much more easily. And another thing of this new case statement is that when we use lambdas, this value will be automatically returned. Even still we are using break here, doesn't change anything. It would change if we weren't returning a value, but in this case, we are returning a value. So the value from the case statement will be returned to this var value. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just to show you how easier it is to use the case statement with Java 12. And also we are using the concept of generics here. So you can see that we are declaring the R generic type and also the T generic type. So we are returning the T generic type and we are using the R type to be received here as the weekday. Basically, this R type will be considered as any type that extends weekday, but here on the switch statement we have to cast it explicitly to weekday so that we can make the comparison here with the case statements. And this T type is basically any type that might be returned here. Since we are working with, here, for example, we have integer. Here, yeah, we have integer as well. But here we have an exception. So it's a different object. Yeah, and then we return this type here. Yeah, actually we return the information from this var. And yeah, we can debug here quickly. So we have the value of Tuesday. And then it comes here and then it returns the value 5. So yeah, here there's another trick. So why it returns 5? It's because we are comparing here two primitive types. So as we have here 129 in the int primitive type, this integer wrapper will be automatically unboxed to int value. So what will happen with the compiler? It will do that int value is equals to 129. When we compare primitive types, we are it is different. We are not comparing exactly we are not comparing wrappers. We are comparing primitive types. And when that happens in Java, if the value is the same, doesn't matter. It will be the same. So in this case, it will be true. On the other hand, if we were using like this, value of like this, it would be false. Because you can see that inside this method, we return a new integer. And then there is a verification of the cache here. So we have to remember that integer wrappers, they are cached between minus 128 to 127. I go deeper in these concepts in other challenge, so if you are still a bit confused about this one, you can check the challenge that I go more deep into wrappers. Okay, so let me just go back here with this number. Okay, so yeah, it will return 5 like we predicted. And then we are gonna pass here Saturday. Then it will go to Saturday. And here we have a string here. Okay, and on this string value, we are explicitly instantiating a new string. So that means that we are forcing a creation of a new object on the memory heap. So which will make this comparison false. So it will be 4. Yeah, as you can see, we have 4 value here. And then we pass no beer day. And you know that there's not such a day to Homer because every day is a beer day. So of course there will be an exception. We're going to return the illegal state exception. But note here that we are not throwing an exception. Instead, we are assigning this exception to this variable called t. Then basically this t variable will have the value of this illegal state exception. And then we'll just print those 3 values, 5, 4, and illegal state exception. Let me just show in the console. And that's it, guys. Do you have any questions, any suggestions?
Amazing, man. It was very, very nice one. Loved the deeper concept about the integer cache that I didn't know about it. Great to know that the Lambda case is a little bit different. So everything was happening fine. And I was thinking about that was missing a break. And it was pretty tricky, the new illegal state exception. I just put on my mind that it was throwing, but it's just a new object. Was a really tricky one. After your explanation, everything got clear on my thoughts. So congrats, man! Very good one. Lots of concepts behind the scenes. So thanks a lot for the class.
I'm happy to know that, Rodrigo. Thank you.
Rafael, I have a question on the break statement for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I thought it would break at T and it would not basically check for the integer value of condition in the ternary operation. Is that something new in Java 12? Okay.
It is because, for example, in Java 12, you can put a break and put a value to be returned.
I see. Okay.
So actually, the break's not being executed before this statement. It's like a composed code here. So it's the syntax is basically break and then the value to be returned. But in that case, doesn't make any difference because anyway, this value, I mean, so for example, if it is Friday here, it will break anyway. So it doesn't make any difference.
I see.
But do you have to use a break when you have a code block like this?
Good point,
Great.
Ronaldo. So Yeah, when we have a block of code, we have to use break and then the value that will be returned. So it's just to make it explicit, because here it's implicit. I mean, it's just one line. But when there is more than one line, what we can do to make it clear of what's happening, we have to put the break reserved word before our return.
Great one, Fahad. Great question.
Yeah, good question.
That was a very informative session. Thank you so much, Rafael.
Thank you, Farha.
I'm good.
Okay, guys, so thank you very much for your nice feedback and good questions. And I'll just stop sharing my screen here. Okay, guys, so this was a challenge with Java 12, and you learned how to use switch case statement with Java 12, so you can make your code more clear and easier to understand. And if you liked this challenge, give a like to the video, and also subscribe to the channel, because it will help me out to create more challenges. And to know more, you can go to nobugsproject.com, and then you can access all the kind of content to the Java challenge. So that's it, guys. And if you have suggestions to other videos, to concepts that you want to understand, just put in the comments. That's it. Thank you, guys.